And this is what I've been waiting to look at. All right, yes. So what we have here is a action clutch, twin plate clutch with flywheel, steel flywheel. Should still be lighter than the factory flywheel. And we're stuck in the box. That's awesome. This thing is completely badass. The only bummer about having an unsprung clutch is that it's going to be like an on-off switch, and I plan to drive this car a lot, so it is going to be a bit of a mother to daily around, and if I get caught in traffic, my left leg's going to get a real nice workout. But that's okay. I want to make sure it holds the power that we're planning on producing. Twin plate's the only way to go if you ask me for durability and longevity. So thanks, Action Clutch. Can't wait to get this thing installed. We're gonna head up to DNA now and do that. Another piece of the puzzle that we're gonna bring up to DNA today is the lower intake manifold that's been cleaned up, and also the water housing. So we're gonna go ahead and take this up. We'll get this installed on the engine. With any luck, I'll be bringing this engine back with me very soon. Handed my Action Clutch over to the boys. They're already trying to put this thing on. So there's the engine. All the work we finished up last night. This is a placeholder just so we could do the backlash. And now we're gonna go ahead and toss on the new flywheel and this badass twin disc clutch. This is gonna hold all the powers in the world. Action Clutch. Wow. Everything is nice and labeled, so we can't make any mistakes. That's a good thing, because we tend to make mistakes once in a while. We're human. So now we're getting the counterweight ready to get mounted to the back of the flywheel. Will's got his big meat hooks over top of it. You can't see it. This is the counterweight that's going to be mounted to the back of the flywheel, and that keeps the engine in balance as it rotates. Correct, Will? Correct. Woo! All right, so Will's gone ahead and actually removed the old pilot or needle bearing. Sorry, this was in here, inside this cavity, and basically the shaft from the input shaft from the transmission rides inside this. Pretty difficult to actually capture on camera, but there are little bearings inside this that that it rolls on, and so basically we have a new one from Action Clutch that we'll be inserting into here before we put the counterweight on to the back of the flywheel. Alright, so we need to get some flywheel bolts and some other hardware. We gotta run out to the hardware store. Louie and I are gonna jump in the new throtl RX-8 project car, go get some bolts. We'll be right back. So we're back, and now we can actually put this on. Will, here are the washers for the motor mount. I could do that while you're doing this, huh?
Did you clean this? Yes.
So I'm working on putting the new engine mounts on. Actually, they're not new engine mounts. They're actually the original OEM engine mounts minus the rubber bushing. And basically what we've done is we removed the rubber mount that comes from the factory, and we're putting a urethane mount on these once it's ready to go in the car. We're still waiting on those from the supplier, but what we did have to do was, since this pan has a larger flange on it than a factory flange or an OEM flange oil pan, we did have to go to a larger bolt. So we've got some grade 8 40mm bolts that replace the old crummy factory hardware. So you guys know how I like my shiny bits. So new bolts is always a nice thing to go with our nice shiny oil pan. Just showing off with your fancy ass torque wrench. Kind of jealous, to be honest. That was the idea. I'm glad you recognized that, actually. Nobody else has said that. You've obviously seen a new one then.
A lot of new ones.
Yeah. It's a nice little flywheel stopper. So you can turn these bolts without the flywheel spinning. This is a nice tool to have. I probably need to get one of these at some point. Mazda tricks?
Right on this thing.
I didn't get a stand too.
Stand it in there.
Okay, there you go.
You know what to do if you can't find the hole.
Alright, so we're gonna do a little sequential torquing here. So he's gonna do a star pattern at 10 foot-pounds and then go back and do a star pattern again at 19 foot-pounds, which is what the factory specifies for pressure plate bolts. Action clutch guy has told us to follow the factory service manual specifications, so that's what we're doing. And to be honest, I just like showing Louis' flashy torque wrench. Louis has a magic touch. It's just
That was weird.
just real nice. Okay. It's installed. So you guys know how I like my blue and white labels. Factory Mazda gaskets. You gotta do it. Go ahead, Will. You're the one that's in a hurry. I'm gonna slap this on. A fresh coat of satin silver paint. It's starting to look like a brand new engine. Alright, we're gonna call it a day here at DNA Garage. The boys helped me get the clutch on. Well, let's be honest. The boys put the clutch on while I filmed. Looks sick. We got the intake, lower intake manifold on. It's really looking good. We've also got the front water neck that we need to put on as well. This is gonna get put on probably tomorrow or Monday. But the engine's really starting to come together. It's starting to really look like something now, so I'm pretty excited. Cannot wait to get the car back from BCC Unlimited so I can start putting all of this shit back on the car. As I told you guys in the previous video, we only have a couple weeks to get this thing done for 7 stock on November 3rd. We'll see if we can get it done. I am gonna be at 7 stock. All of the DNA crew is gonna be at 7 stock. Brett, the infamous Brett, is gonna be at 7 stock. If you guys aren't there, you're missing out. If you are there, come by the DNA booth and check us out. Come say hi, shake some hands, learn a thing or two, maybe. And yeah, thank you so much for supporting throtl. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for liking our shit. You guys are rad. Peace out. As far as I know, this is the first Mazda RX-7 FD in the